Hey Gold Rush fans, episode 19, Big Boys, Big Problems is done and the miners are recovering, so let's break it down. Welcome back everybody to Gold Rush Minute. If you're new to the channel or a subscriber, I'm Gold Rush Minute, where I break down the most recent episode of Gold Rush and all its spin-offs. We talk about the miners and go over past episodes of the series. So this week we had the Claytons, the Beats, and Team Misfits, and this week it was all about the breakdowns again. Let's start with Tony. So Team Beats are sitting just under 2,900 ounces of gold, and they need some serious mammoth cleanups. So in this episode, one of Tony's most faithful pieces of equipment, it finally took its last breath. His 30-year-old water pump, it's about to be parted out and sit in the yard. It will become one with the ground. Luckily though, Tony had one ready to go in his yard. To make a long story short, after a few modifications and losing 3 days of running time, the new pump is sitting in its new home. So the 80 pup cut is a focus of the team now. Mike wants to get all 10 acres mined by the end of the season. Being down to pay dirt helps the situation, and from here on out, they won't have to worry about permafrost or anything ground related, only mechanical. So let's talk about the gold now. So the Beats crew ran for 4 days, and for the first cleanup from the new cut, they mined 290 ounces of gold. This is very solid numbers for only running 4 days. So next up is the Claytons. So the brothers are sitting at 80 ounces of gold, and without a miracle, this season will be considered a failure. So the guys face two major issues this week. So in the first few minutes of showing the Clayton brothers their trommel Dirt Devil, it had a breakdown and a torn belt. Now the four-man crew, they identified the issues and they started the necessary fixes. And once again, to make a long story short, the guys were only down 6 hours versus the initial guess of 1 day. Downtime is lost and it's never recovered, but that being said, 6 hours is better than 24. So now for the second issue. So Golden Acres is now Fantasyland, and it's going to have to wait. They still have the gauntlet cut, so it's going to be all go and no quit for the miners. The only luck the Claytons have is bad luck, and a rainstorm broke the berm and flooded the cut under 4 feet of water. So Warren had to go save their water pump and pray it was still operational. So divide and conquer was their plan, and all things go as planned. Brandon and Brady, they get the berm fixed along with the road, and the mechanic, Warren, and the new hire, they get the pump working. So let's talk about the gold now. So needless to say, 500 ounces won't be achieved this season. The Claytons did mine 13.5 ounces of gold, bringing them to 93 ounces for the season. Hey everybody, I just want to thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't, it only takes a moment and it's free to do. Last up is Team Misfits. So this episode, Fred, he lays it all on the line and he gets a 460 excavator, doubling his pay dirt and his efficiency. Fortunately though for Fred, karma's kind of a witch here. His newly leased excavator breaks down not once, but twice. So this is where I find it kind of funny. So you would think that the team's mechanic JB would jump into action and get that excavator back up and running, right? Well, not so much. Why get your hands dirty when you have Buzz that will literally do the job and get it done right? So JB did do a few things correct here. He did narrate to the camera crew, what was being done, and he threw his 2 cents in. Even though those 2 cents, they didn't add up to much. But let's talk about the gold now. So Team Misfits, they need to pack it up and go home. This week, due to a dry patch and mechanical issues, per Fred, they had their worst week in the Yukon of only 7 ounces of gold. There you have it, Gold Rush fans. If you like the content and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. It's free to do and I greatly appreciate it. Till the next time.